Time to hit up all those goddamn free times. Ugh. So much reading, dear.
Launching planner.
I have enough free time points to do all, well, most of them. Stupid guy. Fans group decided to take a short break. I think this is where we're supposed to meet with them. Oh, look who else is here. Van, Agnes. I had the impression this event was just for children. Are you going to be taking part too? That's right, I helped them out before when they were holding the event elsewhere. They invited me to come to this event as thanks for that. And she had an extra spot, so that's why I'm here. Not that I'm complaining, I wanted to check the whole thing out myself. I'm a little jealous you get to join in, to be honest. Wouldn't mind keeping an eye on... Would you mind keeping an eye on Yume? Yeah, I guess I can keep an eye on her. We'll have a lot of fun, Yume. Yay! Excellent, I see you've arrived with your guest, Miss Claudel. We're going to make our way to the airport now. Everyone stay close behind me and make sure not to get lost. Okay. Van and Agnes accompanied the children to the airport. There, the children were seen off by parents and guardians as the whole group climbed aboard the airship. Wow, everything looks so small from up here. I'm almost scared to look down. I feel like I might fall. Yeah, this view's taking my breath away. Never ridden in an airship like this one before. Pretty neat, gotta say. I'm glad to hear it. It's always a pleasure to put a smile on people's faces. Oh, hey. Didn't see you when we boarded. Thank you very much for inviting us. Our pleasure. We were already here on a diplomatic visit to strengthen our relations with the Republic. We decided to borrow this idea from Horacion. And since you've been such a great help for us, Miss Agnes, it's only fair that we extended an invitation to you. Really, I should be the one thanking you that you would welcome us aboard your airship without a second thought. Come now, it was my pleasure. I'd rather you have fun than feel indebted. This is a sightseeing flight after all. We'll be around seeing the sights ourselves if you need us. You two have a wonderful time now. If there's anything we can help you with, feel free to ask. Enigmatic as ever, the guy. It's good to see they're enjoying themselves, though. Oh, Van, and yes, is that Mart down there? It looks so tiny. Can't really tell from here. Everything else is tiny, too. Look all you want, but don't throw yourself overboard, yeah? Duh, I know better than that. This airship is so cool. I didn't know they could fly this high. But how does a ship this big fly in the sky anyway? That's a good question, and the answer is one of the greatest breakthroughs in orbital technology. This airship flight's engine converts orbital energy into an anti-gravity field. That field is used to generate lift by... Or perhaps this is a bit too intricate for you. On second thought? No, I get it. Tell me more. Anti-gravity? That's awesome. You really know your stuff. Admittedly, the incident at Horacion piqued my interest on airship mechanics. I decided to brush up on engineering textbooks and airship documents when I had the time. Of course you did. Did you now? Props. What you talking about? I want to know. I'm interested in airships too. Come on all to Professor Claudel's Orbital Airships 101. Please, I'm no teacher. But it looks like my studying has come in handy. So in simpler terms, an airship flies by magic. Got it. Agnes's impromptu engineering lecture had the kids spellbound. The passengers then moved on to a special event in the seating area, leaving Van and Agnes themselves on the deck. Ooh la la. You did a good job handling the little buggers. Even got them to follow along with the actual science a bit. You'd make a great teacher, I think. Well, it helped they were all so eager to learn in the first place. All I did was sate their curiosity. There's Strand Tower. It looks so majestic from up here. Ain't a landmark for nothing. This really makes you appreciate how big it is. As so happens, my great-grandfather was behind its design. Was he? Looks awful modern for how old it is. But that's Epstein for you. He always was thinking ahead. He played a role in the invention of airships as well. He formed his theory on orbital anti-gravity based on data collected from the Genesis. One of his students, Professor Russell, extrapolated that theory and turned it into a functioning flight engine. The rest, as they say, is history. Man, sometimes I can't tell if you're just making stuff up about him. So he laid the groundwork that eventually got us up here. Well, that reduced it to little, but yes. My great-grandfather's research powers all these things we enjoy. Powers happiness the world over. Thinking about it like that, it really makes me happy. Yeah, and that's why you've been feeling uneasy lately. Now we've got these new weapons in arms race. We've seen the assault frame and the Panzer Soldats. I can tell it's all getting you antsy. I can't hide anything from you, can I? In his diaries, my great-grandfather wrote at length about wanting to enrich people's lives with orbital technology. He dreamed of finding a way for people, the whole world, to coexist with each other. But in this day and age, those ideals have been clouded. Military development marches on using orbital technology for war. And one of the foremost figures pushing for the Republic's militarization is, well, President Grandpart, his grandson, and my father. Sometimes I feel helpless thinking about it. I think that's a problem for all of us. You shouldn't feel like you have to shoulder it all by yourself. But I get why it's important to you. It's personal. Exactly. There's this one passage from his diaries that I always come back to. Orbital technology will grant man the power to reshape the entire world. And man will misstep on his new journey, but eventually he will find a path that leads to truth and harmony. He then discussed what those missteps might be and what developments might come with them. Chief among his worries was the arms race we see today, an insatiable lust for power. Power that perhaps we weren't meant to wield. Come to think of it, he first pushed the idea of singularities too, didn't he? I kinda get it, but it all just sounds so ludicrous to me. But well, if anybody knew their orbital stuff, it was him. Hard not to take his word for it. I'm just confused. On one hand, I have my great-grandfather, who saw in orbitments an instrumental of peace. And on the other hand, I have my father, who's using orbitments to lead this country down a dark and disturbing path. What do I do with myself? What do I do with the future? I feel like I'm being swept up in this tide of change, and I'm powerless to stop it. You ask me, though, I think your great-grandpa's smiling from up there. What do you mean? You're working with a Spriggan. You're sticking it to A. You've even been taking the Genesis back. Hell, even went to Aracion against your dad's wishes. None of that would have happened if you didn't take these things so seriously. But I feel like all those things just happened around me. I've only ever been searching for what I need to do and what my purpose is. But it takes a certain kind of person to look for that purpose to begin with. So, the way I look at it, you're doing him mighty proud. It's clear to me you care a lot about your family and your country. And that's why what you're doing makes sense to me. You want the power to see your decision through when you finally do make it. Am I right? Aye. Well, maybe you're right. I've still got a long way to go, but I think I'm getting there, step by step. That's all I can do for now. Just keep moving and keep learning about the world around me. Trusting my great-grandfather's visions for the future, trusting my father's leadership as president, and trusting myself with my curious little job that's neither black nor white. Haha, that's the spirit. I really do owe you a lot, man. I see my life in a much different way than before. I have you to thank for that. I will repay you someday. Of that, I'm sure. Bah, it's nothing. I was just a mirror for you, is all. The way things are going, I think we'll have these Genesis business taken care of soon. You just gotta take things as they come, yeah? I do hope so. Attention, all passengers, we hope you enjoyed your trip in the skies above Eden. We'll be landing back at the airport shortly. We ask all passengers on deck to please return to your seats and remain seated for landing. Has it really been that long? I hardly feel any time's passed at all. Time flies when you're having fun on an airship, eh? About time we head back now. Back to that big metropolis with plenty happening above and beneath it. Back to our little town. Van and Nathan, you may enjoy their flight to the fullest. And after saying their goodbyes to Prince Sharid, they disembarked and returned to Eden.
Watch over me, okay? So I can see things through.
We'll see. Damn. My eye is killing me. Just doing like the itchy thing. I don't know if I have it in me to finish all these fucking things yet.
Yeah, this is a lot for the wrap up.
We're not even done with the story yet. None of that was main story stuff. That's everything we just did was extra.
Yeah, I know.